What's good, everybody? Godly Sovereign here. Got a couple of topics to talk about today. It's a little different from the usual podcast, because normally I'd have my brothers with me, but keep it rocking. Figured I would do it on Twitch and then see if I can upload it to YouTube a little later. So let me see. So yeah, I'm gonna share with you guys the screen. Never mind that. I don't have any gameplay to record or whatnot, so I'm gonna just play this video here, some 2K gameplay, courtesy of Throneful. Let me see. So yeah, so just to give you guys like a kind of like a recap, or like not a recap, but just to let you guys know what I've been playing these last couple of days. It's basically I still play Naraka, of course. It's like one of those games that I'll just keep playing for a while until I get bored with it, or I end up finding something else. I have been looking at 2K23 a lot, kind of interested in trying to play it and whatnot, but I suck at 2K, so I don't know if I will get it, but I'm kind of like on the fence. Like I might want to get it. I probably just need to wait a little bit longer, and then some other game will come out, and then that itch will go away or whatever. But I beat Far Cry 5, so I played that one all the way through, and I thought that the ending was pretty interesting. If you haven't played Far Cry 5, um it's basically like a guy who's created his own like cult, and it's based off of the Bible with some tweaks of his own. And you're basically trying to stop him. You're a sheriff or a deputy, and you're trying to put an end to all of his shenanigans. And you go through like his two brothers and his sister, whatever, put him down. So I was playing that one, and like if I take Far Cry 5 and then I try to compare it to Far Cry 6, which is what I played and finished before it, I actually found the story to be a little bit more interesting. The story is kind of like it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I find the gameplay more interesting than the actual stories from both of them. I didn't really pay attention to much of Far Cry 6's storyline except for the main villain and the interactions he had with his son and the main character and whatnot. All of the extra stuff I skipped through. I tried to watch a lot of the Far Cry 5 stuff, but when I tell you that was like long and drawn out, it was crazy. Like it was super long, like way too long. But if I think about like how, and let me see it, make sure hopefully you guys are hearing me. Make sure I got a mic test. Mic. Okay, yeah, it should be good. Should be good. Yeah, so sorry. Put that back. Yeah. So if I'm looking at just like strictly gameplay, not story, because I didn't really care for either of them to the most extent. I probably maybe watched a little bit more of Far Cry 6's than I did 5. Like a bit, like I said, like they literally had like it was almost like 5 minutes of cutscene of just like some random bullshit. So like I didn't even some random BS. So I didn't even really watch it like that. But I would say that I preferred Far Cry 5's gameplay more than I did 6, and just because it gave it like a different feel. Like it didn't feel like it was kind of like a joke, or almost like a lot of made up crap or whatever. All of it seemed like pretty real. Like all of the guns and the interactions with the people out there and stuff like that. All that stuff felt real. and it had like a, it just had like a really different feel from Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5, or 6, you're playing with like, disc launchers, record launchers. You're playing with like, crazy flamethrowers and rocket jetpacks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it was a little bit like more extreme. Whereas 5 was a little bit more down to earth, and you weren't like fighting, mythical creatures or anything like that. You were just going against regular people and whatnot. But I liked how it was kind of intense. Like everywhere you went, you literally felt like you were being hunted by these people who did not want you there at all. Like every damn plane coming through the sky, like cars driving by the road. Almost every car driving by the road was like an enemy's vehicle, and every plane flying through the sky was an enemy. So you were constantly getting harassed. You had to stay low. You had to keep moving. You couldn't really stay in like one place for too long because people would just come out of nowhere and just start attacking you and whatnot. And so almost everybody was a victim. You could almost guarantee if you aimed and shot at any car driving by that it was 90% an enemy and whatnot. So it kind of it made you feel like you were in a dire situation that you had to get out of, which is how they kind of introduced the opening for it. So I enjoyed that. And then after I finished that, I decided to go ahead and give Immortal Phoenix Rising, I believe, a play. And so I like it. It's cool. The narrating didn't annoy me as much as I thought it would. I guess from like the cutscenes and the previews and things like that, it seemed like it was going to be really annoying and kind of dumb. But it wasn't that bad. It was, the stories are whatever, whatnot. I kind of did find myself like listening to a lot of the gods stories and whatnot, and then I got to like Athena and Aphrodite, and it was just skip. Like it was just excuse me, it was just like it was just going for a little too long. And it was like all of these different like side stories and stuff like that. And I get it, they're trying to give you like the background of some of these gods and stuff, and whatnot. So after a while I just kind of got tired of it. I definitely find myself playing like a lot of the puzzles to get into certain areas and get like Zeus's lightning bolt, or to get like the extra little power-ups and stuff like that. They've kind of like, the game did a good job of putting like a lot of stuff everywhere, because it always made it a point, like if I just ran in a certain direction, I was going to come across something. Like I would beeline it to like one place, and then I would come across like 2 or 3 things or something that was like really close by that had nothing to do with my objective, but I stopped and did that. You know what I mean? So I think I've played through like the majority of it. I'm towards the very end of it, where you have to go towards the mountain top. I have not gotten to the center of Tartarus yet. It's still shrouded in clouds, so I'm assuming that would be like the next step or whatever. But I have to get to the top of the mountain before Lagoon or whatever, my brother in the game. So I'm doing that. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it. I'm gonna try. I got some things I gotta do, work and stuff like that. But I'm gonna try to see if I can finish it this weekend, and then possibly move to something else later, or end up playing some more Naraka or something like that. I'm kind of like, filling in the void of this drought during the summer or whatever, until like one of these other games that we've been waiting on, like God of War, Ragnarok, or something else, possibly falls down the pipeline and whatnot. But yeah, so I mean, those are the games that I've been playing. I did play, what was it, Tinykin? I think I mentioned that in the last podcast, like maybe like two weeks ago was the last one. So I enjoyed that one. I did have fun with that one. I ended up beating it. And I liked it. It totally gave me like Pikmin nostalgia. It was what I wish Pikmin had done, give me a new game instead of just like giving me a revitalized older, game that's already been out, that I've already played. Like it gave me something totally new. So I like that. I'm hoping Pikmin does do something new in the future. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like it's a little cheap to try to like re-release a game that's already been out or whatnot. I understand, graphics and all that stuff. But that's just me. But yeah, so like I said, it's been like 2 weeks since the podcast. Certain nights had some things coming up. We've been missing Mark Raya for a long time. I'm not sure if he's coming back or whatnot. I guess we'll find out eventually. But yeah, so I just wanted to, at least, get on here and talk about some of the stuff before it ends up, getting, completely far back and we didn't get to talk about it. I did see that the Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks that came out, man, the footage and whatnot it looks cool. um the interactions and stuff like that with the people and how they were reacting with the gun pointed. The look of it, the graphics looked like they were really good. And it's definitely going to step up. That they're constantly pumping, output and stuff like that for new updates and things. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing like a more finalized or finished product for GTA 6. So I can't wait to see that, like that cinematic, trailer or whatever, and then get an understanding of like why in that leaked footage there was like, a male and female look totally different or whatever. So it seems as if we might not be getting like a main specific person, like Franklin or CJ or somebody else or whatever what that story is about. Like it might be, you know you or whatever. You can create your own character, and then that person is part of the story or whatever, and it goes around them. It might be a little bit more open like that, and if so, that would be really cool. Because you could have the protagonist as a male or a female, and and do what you want in that retrospect or whatever, that way and whatnot. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. I know the Nintendo Direct was like 2 weeks ago. And that was a lot of stuff was cool. They definitely showed some more of Scarlet Scarlet Red and Violet or whatever. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is for the Pokemon games that's coming out for the Switch. Um and I thought it looked dope, man. I thought that it was yeah, Scarlet, and then Violet. But I thought it looked good. It seems like they're doing exactly what me and Ray and Mark Ray had hoped. That they're just taking like those things from like Arceus Legends, and and other stuff, and kind of like combining it, and what was the other one? Pokemon Sword and Shield and whatnot, and kind of giving you like that OG feel of the Pokemon, but like totally revamped. With allowing you to walk through the world, be able to do your story your way. You know what I mean? And so you can go like however you want. Like hopefully it's like really really open world, because like Sword and Shield, it wasn't really open world. It was more like open grounds to like hunt Pokemon, and that was it. And so that's why you kind of wanted more. And Arceus Legends was kind of that more, but it was missing the battling from the gyms and things like that. So this seems to have like everything that we possibly wanted all together. And so I'm definitely excited to see those. After that last Nintendo Direct, man, I was like, okay, I might actually like buy this, because I wasn't really like super hyped about it or whatnot. I just thought it was going to be like, another set of additions or whatnot with like a slight change or variation. But it seems like, it's that way that I actually wanted to go. So it kind of made me excited to see that. What else? I'm trying to see what other news that we might have missed from a few weeks ago or whatnot. Um, The state of play. I'm trying to remember what the state of play had going on back on the 13th. I don't think it had too much going down with it. I don't think it was like anything too crazy. I believe they showed some some forespoken and whatnot. So that's cool. It seems like Forspoken is gonna be one of those games that's just gonna like sit um for some people. I think it'll get like some play, but I feel like there was some people that were just kind of like it was like uber cringeworthy. You know what I mean? Like just like some of the way they did that trailer, it just wasn't like a very good trailer. I feel like they could have done way better with that. They gave you the Tekken, which is cool because it's been a while for Tekken and whatnot. I'm trying to see because I think I did watch this. Um, oh, this was I think this was a Star Wars game, Galaxy Edge something. They showed a lot of VR though. I feel like this was like solely just to try to sell like the majority of their VR stuff. Even though it hasn't been released yet. They just letting you know, hey, all this shit is coming, all this stuff is coming, and it'll be here available for you to play. Um, yeah, this one seemed like this one was kind of cool. I can't remember if this was the Yakuza one, no, Ishin. Like a dragon. Yeah, I think I might check that one out and see about it. But they did give you some of the Hogwarts. Of course, that was pushed back to next year, early next year, which is a bummer, but at least it's there. They did show that one secret what do you call it? Like that one little extra level or quest or whatever that they're gonna give you. Which is for a lot of people gonna mean that they're gonna get it for the PlayStation. I think because I have both, like, why wouldn't I get the version that has a little something extra with it? So I think I'll probably end up getting it um, on the PlayStation 5 as well. But if it does have multiplayer like co-op, I don't know. I might end up, if I could talk somebody into getting it, I might end up moving my father-in-law, I might end up moving it to the Xbox. But we'll have to see. I don't know exactly what the extent of the multiplayer is or whatnot. And to be honest, this specific drive, that should look like he was riding around in the Ghostbusters vehicle for a second. I thought that was like a different, like a Ghostbusters game or something like that when I was watching it. So it was kind of funny. Um, they added these little like trophy things or whatever that you could collect. And I thought they were kind of like, eh, you know. I didn't get the point because they kind of had that with the one VR, like the room one. I can't remember what it was. It was like the game, like the PlayStation game room, whatever they had. Um, that you could like download for free, and they had like all those little consoles and stuff that you could get. Now, if they're going like an NFT route, that'd be something that'd be kind of dope. If you could get those and then possibly like sell them or whatever, if they're like hard to achieve if you haven't been playing for like a long time. And there was a few other games on here, but nothing really like too crazy that I wanted to talk about. I think this was that other game that was mentioned like a long time ago. Yeah, the Rise of the Ronin. Or actually maybe this was a new one. Now that one was with Team Ninja, right? I think that the Rise of the Ronin was like Team Ninja and Tecmo or whatnot. And I'm all for a freaking Team Ninja game, bro. Like let me see. I think that was Team Ninja. What was it? I can't see. Let me see. I think it said Team Ninja, right? It said Team Ninja. I'm not tripping. Um, dang, my bad. Let me see. Yes, Team Ninja, but like anything Team Ninja, I'm here for because I like those games. They've always been great, like Dark Soul comparatives and stuff like that. So like I definitely am for this. Like this is like day one for me, you know what I mean? Just because it's at Team Ninja and the way it looks, like the art style and stuff looks dope. You know, the way the fighting and stuff like that looks. So that Rise of the Ronin, I'm definitely gonna possibly pre-order that. I think that controller looks pretty good. Um, you know, it's got good colorway and whatnot. Um, yeah, you know, God of War Ragnarok, you know it's coming. So they just showed like a little bit more of it, you know, so pre-orders and all that. And then yeah, that was it for it. So you know uh the state of play was cool. It wasn't like jam packed full of stuff like it should be or whatnot, but you know, it was still, you know, a solid little showing or whatnot. But yeah, man, going to the topics that I have here. So like I listed in the name, uh the first one I'll do is Google Stadia finally like shutting down, like finito. And then we're gonna talk about Logitech and that new handheld. So this one is kind of it's a little rough, man. It just seems like all these like streaming services and different things that they've had, like what was it, like Luna for Amazon, uh you know, there's Google Stadia, um you know, what else, there was something else. I think the Nvidia's had something. I can't remember. But I mean, as far as like Luna went and Amazon, like that came and went super quick. That didn't last like long at all. They had that controller and then they pretty much just killed it like super fast. I mean, they have like the games that they've been creating on Amazon. I think it's like one of them, and that one's, you know, going to be like their biggest one. If that can stretch and last for a long time, that'll probably be like the only one that they have. I don't know if they'll work on another game, honestly. But that Luna subscription was just done for it the moment it came out, which is kind of like, damn, you know, you think it would last a little bit longer with a company like Amazon, but you know, things happen. Um, but Google Stadia, man, when this thing came out, like the idea of it, right? That you could just play on a web browser, so you could technically play it on a TV, computer, whatever. You know what I mean? Like it would be, it would be, it would be good. Sorry, it's a lot going on in the house. Um, but you know, like the fact that you'd be able to play it anywhere on your phone or whatever, you think it would be solid? Like it would be cool. What happened? They ate her this 85 degree stuff. All of them. What do you mean? They ate her all the Danishes? Okay. Just give me the dog. Here. Mm. Left stuff on the floor, I guess. Sorry. But yeah, so Google Stadia is shutting down, man. They just, I guess they just decided to call it like quits. You know, me and the fellows, we thought this was like kind of like a dumb idea in a sense, right? Because if you have a PC, you can sit there and you can play um you know, all of the like PC games and stuff. And then you can, you know, you can like go to Steam, you can go to um what's the one with the, damn, I'm trying to think of the other one because I don't play PC like that. But it was like Steam, and then where you could get Fortnite, the people that did Fortnite, Epic. Yeah, Epic, you could get a game from there and whatnot. Baby, I'm doing the podcast right now, so give me a minute.
Oh, but don't you just know one thing. Okay. One of the dogs got in like 85 degrees, that long thingy, and tore it up.
Okay. Yeah, you left it on the floor, huh?
No, I put it on the couch. One of the dogs must have
Yeah, you gotta put that stuff up higher, baby, on the table, man. But yeah, so the fact that you have all these different services and whatnot that you can buy these games. You can just get a regular game digital copy or whatever, and play this on your PC on all these different avenues. And then you have Google Stadia, which won't allow you to just play one of your games that you already have on your PC, just anywhere. It's like you have to buy it from its own little marketplace. And the fact that it's in its own little marketplace, and it doesn't matter what you've got on Steam or Epic or whatever, like, it has to be Stadia. You know what I mean? And that sucks. That's what kind of made it in a bad way. If it had made it so that you could play with its service, you could play just a PC game on there. You know what I mean? Like any PC game or something like that. It'd have been way better if you just had the service itself, and then you just had a lineup of games that were playable using the service. Like a stream service or whatever. It would have been legit. You know what I mean? The fact that you could play it on your TV, then move to your phone, a web browser, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that would have been legit, as long as the feed is good and the game doesn't have any lag or anything like that. But that separate marketplace, man, that was a killer. Like, I couldn't see any real interest in wanting to do it. And I mean, like, there was probably a lot of people who, would just be like, oh, maybe there's like a benefit to get like one new game or something like that on there. But you're legit not gonna take something and then do like a whole library, and you need like your PC and all that stuff. Like, you're gonna keep getting the stuff for that. I mean, sometimes you would, but I feel like it would be those games that are like, first party or something like that, or only on Stadia. Like, if you got a PlayStation and you were to get an Xbox or vice versa, you know one system is gonna have like less games. Like, I don't think you're gonna like just have your PlayStation and then just start buying a whole bunch of Xbox games from then on. You know what I mean? You're gonna still want to buy those PlayStation games and whatnot. And it's just gonna be like a niche type of thing, for having it. Or, unless it's got like exclusives, like you can only play Halo, you can only play Naraka, you can only play like certain things. You know what I mean? You're gonna get that console or whatever, and you're gonna utilize it. But like Stadia had nothing, first party going for it at all. So it just kind of fizzled away, like slowly but surely. And it was hanging in there for like a cool minute. I think maybe like 2-3 max years that it was rocking. But I definitely didn't see it as like one of those things that was like ooh, like I'm gonna get this. Once they said that it was like a separate marketplace, it was kind of like, okay, I got enough like game systems and things like that, for this thing. And and it to be like a cloud type of base game or whatever, a cloud type of program. And then you got to buy that controller, and then you get all that stuff. Like, I was just like, okay, it's like almost like getting another system or whatever, when I can play all of those games on the current systems that I have. So I can just spend less money to just get the game on the current system that I have, like there's no benefit to get that other thing or whatnot. So, I mean, they've decided that they are like completely done. But the good thing is that they didn't just shaft everybody, which is actually pretty stand up of Google, because they're actually refunding like all the stuff that they've done, like all the stuff that people may have bought. So the only game that I really heard people purchasing like off of Stadia or whatever, just in my world or whatever, was Cyberpunk 2077. And that was, it had all those issues on PlayStation 4 and Xbox or whatever, and it was just, they were just rating it a crap game and whatnot. But people were buying it on Google Stadia, and it was playing like good. You know what I mean? Because I guess they had, they had their systems. It's like playing it on PC. Where you turn up all of the graphics and things like that, and it just played better than what a PlayStation 4 console could have handled and whatnot. So that was the only place where I really saw it like shine, and people take to it. But if you did purchase Cyberpunk 2077, it's practically like you got it for free. You know what I mean? Like if you played it and you finished it all on Google Stadia, man, kudos to you, because you got to play that game for free 99, because they're giving you all that back. Like if you got a DLC pack, your controller, whatever, you get to keep the controller. I'm assuming, and then you get your money back for whatever you might have purchased that was Stadia related, which is dope. You know what I mean? I'm sure you have to put some type of a claim in or whatever. I doubt they would want the controller back. They would just take that as a loss. But that's interesting that Google would even do something like that, like where they would freaking, just like refund you your money. But they are canceling it like completely, and you kind of buy into these things, having faith that they'll last for like a long time with producing content. But this, however, it did not, and they decided to like take the Stadia department and kind of like disperse it, amongst Google. Because I mean, you got people who created, all this cloud-based stuff, and there's some way that they can utilize this, or at least help utilize it for other people. I mean, like if I'm just thinking about it, right? I would like a quick phone call to Sony, to see if they would like to incorporate, this Stadia programming into their system. You know what I mean? Their ecosystem, because that would help for their cloud-based gaming. You know what I mean? Like they don't really have it under wraps. You know what I mean? So the cloud-based stuff is, it's still developing. Xbox has a better cloud gaming service than Sony does at the moment. But if they were to have access to Google Stadia, it could possibly be better than Microsoft. Although it would maybe mean that they would have it so that you could play it on a browser. That means that you would have a PS5 game that you could play on your PC or your MacBook, which would be dope. You know what I mean? Now that would be a nice little switch. Even though they're slowly starting to move all of their first party titles over to PC, you could get a head start on that. Just by cloud gaming and whatnot. And yeah, so I mean, the fact that they're shutting it down. What's going on? Yeah, I'm by myself.
That's why you keep interrupting talking.
You guys keep coming in. That's why I'm talking. But what's going on? What you need? It was the other half.
The spicy hot dog. Yeah, where you remember me telling you that it was in here?
Nah. I remember telling you that I ate half, and then.
This is the one that this is my other one. I just want to know if you wanted it.
Oh no, it's been in there for a long ass time. So I would say toss it. Like I wouldn't f with it. But I know I didn't know that the fridge is packed with a bunch of stuff. But yeah, man. So the fact that they're breaking it down, at least those people who were working for Stadia still have positions, and can be utilized somewhere else. Hopefully, they figure out something else that they can do with it. Be able to raise up one of their other projects or something like that. To help with that. So that's cool. Um, and then the other topic that I wanted to talk about, man. I don't know if you guys had seen it, but Logitech last week had introduced their Logitech cloud gaming handheld. So this would be, Logitech's best competition to the Steam Deck. So of course that's why I had the Steam Deck pulled up here, and whatnot, just to kind of check it out. There's the different prices and whatnot, but I wanted to look at the specs, man, just so we could see what's really going on here, and compare it. I know a lot of you would probably think that like the Logitech, might be crap compared to the Steam Deck. But I mean, it's it could be possibly good enough hard drive that could possibly compete. So we have the AMD APU processor, CPU Zen 2, GPU RDNA 2. And this one's got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G octa-core CPU up to 2.3 gigahertz. This one goes 2.4, 3.5. And internal memory is 64 gigs on that. They have a 64 gig as well as a 256 and a 512. I believe that the Logitech handheld has like an expansion slot for you to put like a micro SD in. So the storage isn't gonna be like super quick. It's not gonna be a solid straight state or whatnot. I think that yeah, the 256 gives you a solid state. The 512 as well gives you a solid state. So those are gonna be like snappy, real good. Let me see. The RAM. Did they show the RAM on here? I don't see any RAM. Yeah, it's not showing the RAM on here. Maybe it's all with that Qualcomm 720 or whatnot. But looking at this stuff, like the basics there and stuff, the HD haptics, all that, and then looking at the face of it, the front, the back, sides, it's pretty thin. I do like the little controllers grips on the sides of it. Kind of makes it a little bit easier to hold. I believe that the Steam Deck is kind of like a chunky boy. It's a little beefy. It kind of like isn't that comfortable to hold. It looks like, I don't know because I don't have one, but that sucker's huge, man. You know what I mean? Like, so like if I'm looking at the Steam Deck compared to this Logitech cloud joint, like the cloud one looks better to me, with like the just the look of it and whatnot, and it looks like it would be like more comfortable, more friendlier to hold and whatnot. But this cloud joint is literally what it's saying. It's cloud-based gaming. So this is literally, you need the internet or your cell phone reception or whatever that you're going to use with this thing. Like, you're kind of stuck. You know what I mean? The Steam Deck is going to have games loaded onto it. That's why you got that SSD. So you're going to have games that you're able to pull straight from Steam or whatever, download them onto there, and you're going to be able to play them. And so it's going to run a lot better than signals getting sent to your freaking console as you're trying to go through the mountains or whatever, and it's glitching out or it's lagging. You know what I mean? Because it's sending you feed, plus it's sending you control signals, back and forth or whatever to the location and whatnot. And so with that, it's just like, damn, you're putting a lot on the cloud. like you're literally, like, the internet is the most important thing that you would need for this, at least with the Steam Deck, because of the data, the hard drive and all of that stuff. Like, I can have a full freaking Deathloop game on my console and I don't need the internet at all, unless, actually, I think with Deathloop you have to log onto the internet to be able to play, but that's because of people invading and stuff like that. But like another game, you'd just be able to like download that whole thing and have it on there, and you have your 64 gig. I think you might be able to download some stuff on there. I'm not really sure, but it's supposed to be like all cloud, unless it's like, it's just cloud because that's where they're giving you like all of the streaming services, because this thing does come with, like it says, Xbox Game Pass and the GeForce Now, which are both like streaming services that are on there. And so this is like another one of those, like, this one's more specifically like when they announced it, they were trying to announce it with like the name of Game Pass. Like this is like the Game Pass player right here. Even though like we know that you can get Game Pass on Steam Deck, by like side loading it or whatever. Because I don't think that there's the app for it that you can download it, through the Steam Deck store or whatever. So you got to go like a back way to do it, but you can do it and then be able to play Xbox Game Pass on there. This one's straightforward. So I don't know, like as far as compatibility goes with like Xbox Game Pass, if it may work really well. I would like to see one, in hand and just see how it plays with like cloud gaming and whatnot. I'll probably have to check out one of those reviews on it, but like I said, if you can download games straight on it, you're still at the mercy of that micro SD that you put in there, hoping that it's like fast enough to be able to load the games up that you download on it. But if everything is like majority like cloud based, I don't even know if it's all cloud based, I don't know why you would need the the storage expansion and whatnot, unless you can like your saves would only be like megabytes and stuff like that. I couldn't see it being necessary. So it must have some stuff that you can actually download on there and play. So I got to look more into like the cloud stuff. I'm just literally going off of like the website. I haven't seen too many like in hand reviews. And then I did watch that little layout for the stuff, but like I said, like the press conference that they did was literally like Game Pass this, Game Pass that, what I mean, perfect for Game Pass, Logitech, grips, handles, stuff like that, so but yeah, so I would be interested to actually get it in hand and see if I could play something such as like Deathloop, you know what I mean, like okay, cloud stream Deathloop, and then play it Deathloop on the Steam Deck and see like which one plays better. You know what I mean? They probably have some type of like a side by side comparison that you might be able to find on YouTube. Let's see real quick if they have anything. Deck versus cloud. Let's see. No. Cloud. Yeah, Logitech. So this guy's playing it. I mean, it's going towards if this even exists, it's going towards that Switch crowd as well. But I feel like because of the IPs and stuff like that, you can't really just compete against uh the Switch. It's just kind of like impossible. But yeah, this guy's using Xbox Cloud on there. This guy's using the G Cloud and whatnot on there. So I don't know. I mean, it could be a solid game system eventually, but I feel like it's gonna be like one of those things it's just gonna be out there, and it's gonna be like an expensive console, that's just available for a long time, and it's not gonna really, I don't know if it'll take off like that. All this stuff is pre-orders. It's $300. The Steam Deck base is 400. So there's a $100 price difference in that, but there's a reason why. So play games from your console with the Xbox app and extend your Steam experience with the Steam Link app. So yeah, Steam Link. Let me see. Touch controls, now access to play games from your PC while on the couch. Yeah, so this is what is the SD card for? What is the storage for? But this thing is, it's literally to stream, but you need like your Xbox or your PlayStation or your freaking PC, to be able to play things on here, or that your X Cloud stuff. So I mean, we'll see how long it lasts. There's been a lot of handhelds. There's like quite a few handhelds that are out there, and obviously none of them compare to the Switch. And I don't see much beating the Steam Deck. You would literally have to create a second, like a secondary Steam Deck with like a better design, like the cloud. That would be the only way I see anything like really competing with the Steam Deck. Like I feel like the Steam Deck is just so beefy, and that if there was able to be a slimmed down version of it, where it was just a little bit more friendlier to the eyes, which I understand the reason why. It's packing a lot in there, you know what I mean? And then to be able to have all of those ports to hook it up and whatnot. If there's anything that comes close to being able to merge both of those together, that would be a win-win, man. But yeah, I mean, so I didn't have that many topics to go over today. Just kind of like just wanted to pop in and let folks know we still here. You know what I mean? We still doing stuff. And we were just taking like a little hiatus or whatnot. Life catches you, and things get busy and whatnot. But yeah, I did want to talk about some of that other stuff. Next week I should have at least Ray back with me. And whatnot. Sir Knight to talk about stuff. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. If you enjoyed the talk, or if you want to talk more about games, I'm always here. I'm in the comments whenever anybody pops in or whatnot. So feel free to follow or subscribe or whatnot. We try to do these talks, or the podcast or whatever, like every Friday or whatnot. But sometimes if something's coming up, we might do it earlier on a Friday, or as you could see, like later, it's 9 or whatever. But yeah, I'm Godly Sovereign, and thanks for watching. I'll check you later. Deuces.